Glory be to God. It's November 15th, 2023. I wanted to put this video out before you continue to watch the video that you're watching right now. The videos that you're about to witness is past videos that I'm just now releasing to everyone. This was part of my purpose, part of God's will, to expose the enemy, because that's what the Bible tells us to do, to expose the enemy. This is a learning video. The videos that I put out is not to disrespect my wife. It's not to embarrass her, because I love my wife. I'm in love with my wife. I've been through this journey of spiritual warfare for a reason. And I hope everybody looks at these videos with a spiritual eye and a spiritual mind. And if you don't know the Word of God, get into it, read it, have a better understanding, and then come back and look at these videos. My videos, they all will have dates on the videos, so you can watch them in order. It's a reason why you have to watch them in order. You're going to see me grow in these videos. You're going to see how God maneuvered and changed things in my life in these videos. These videos is for everybody out there that may be going through the same thing I'm going through, but don't have no answers. Well, in these videos, I'm going to show you what spiritual warfare looks like. I'm going to show you how to fight and know the strategies of the enemy, like the Bible tells us. Why they do what they do. Trust me, I searched all over YouTube for the last 8 years, and I haven't came across nobody that's really had video evidence of demonic demons controlling people that they love, or somebody explaining through their experience on live of what just took place and why it's happening. I need y'all to go back and watch my testimony series so you can have a better understanding of who I am, and watch these videos in order. I will put the dates on them, and my thumbnails will be color coordinated for the years from the time I started until today, and what changed and how did it change, because it's different type of demons that control, and they all do something different, and I'm gonna break every single one of them down on how they do and what you have to do to fight it based off God's word. I thank y'all. I love y'all. And just know I did this for y'all. I did this for y'all. I love y'all. I don't even know y'all, but I love y'all. I love it. I love each and every one of y'all, because this was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. It was bigger than my wife. It was for y'all. This is what God wanted me to do. Enjoy the video. Glory be to God. It is June 1st, 2026. I want you to listen to what this cook said, and I'm going to tie it in on what took place today.
Anything that you're nervous about?
Not winning $100,000.
That's a good thing to be nervous about.
Right? Season 1, I was eliminated the first round. Now, in season 3, I feel like I've learned more about myself than the last 24 months. In shift 7, I actually went through a dark time. But I came out and I realized that, wow, that is exactly what perseverance means. By changing how I think and how I see things and not letting my negative thoughts and negative emotions take the best of me. That's perseverance.
Glory be to God. It is June 1st, 2026. So, perseverance. What you just heard the chef talk about was perseverance. And it's funny how I watched this video today when things happen, and I'm noticing when it comes to the enemy and what God is doing with me. Perseverance, trials and tribulations. He builds your character. And I will put the Bible verse with perseverance. But let me go ahead and explain. This is how I know what I'm going through is a battle and is not normal. Because normal activity is not taking place. Normal. And I'm gonna give you the example. When we go back to when I tell my wife I got to do peak season and I won't be done, and I tell her this in the middle. I say I picked up my kids November 13th, took them to Disneyland for their birthday. I didn't see my kids until Christmas Day. I couldn't even, my wife changes her phone number when I had her phone number. Now, during this whole time, during my peak season, I didn't communicate with her. I didn't pop up at the house. But when I called her to tell her that I was off of my peak season a couple days before Christmas, the phone number was changed. And God tells me, don't reach out. So I don't reach out. I wait until Christmas Day and I go over to the house because I know I could go over to the house on Christmas Day. And I went over there to drop off gifts. And then I asked her about the phone number and she tells me, you have to ask James, which is the counterfeit. I end up talking to the counterfeit. He tells me he's not stopping her from giving me the phone number. So I'm saying, okay, they're playing games. Now, a couple days later, my wife, so a couple days, on that day of Christmas, she asked me, do I want to take the kids? I said, no, that's okay. I'm only going to get them for a couple hours. It's not Christmas sitting in a room with nothing to do, nothing to eat, no Christmas food. So I said, no, I'll pick them up on Saturday on my regular schedule. Saturday comes, and matter of fact, she asked me, can I drop the kids off to you earlier? Can I drop them off to you earlier than normal? And she was dropping the kids off to me. And I was like, well, what time? She said around 10. I said, it's whatever. I haven't seen my kids since November. So yeah, you can drop them off at 10. 10 o'clock comes Saturday, nobody shows up. No phone call, no communication. I wait till 12. Nobody shows up, no phone call, no nothing. Now she's the one now it's my scheduled day to pick up my children, but she ain't communicating with me. This is not normal. I was picking the kids up. She was dropping them off. I was dropping them back off with her. Right before peak season. There was no reason for her to not allow me to see my kids that weekend. So I drive over to the house. I knock on the door. Her son answers. He lets me in. My daughter pulls me upstairs to show me a K-pop poster. I see the babysitter. I go back downstairs, leave out the door, talking to her son outside the door. Police pull up. She called my wife. I guess my babysitter called and said I was in the house or whatever. And my wife calls the police, tells the police I broke into the house. Police questioning me, they questioning the people, my stepson and the babysitter. They're saying no. I guess they tell them, no, I did not break in. But this is what my wife does. The same woman that asked me if I could get the kids at 10 o'clock in the morning. But now, and I'm telling the cops I'm only over here because it's my scheduled pickup. She was supposed to drop my kids off. She didn't call me. She didn't communicate. So I came over here to pick my kids up. I was let in the house. I didn't do anything wrong. Now here goes my paperwork. No, I didn't have my paperwork. She's talking to the police. The police is asking her, well, he's here to pick up his kids. She don't want them to come with me. They asked me if I had my paperwork. I said no, but it's whatever. I ain't seen my kids since November. 2 weeks ain't gonna hurt me. I'll pick them up on my next scheduled visit, and I'll make sure I have my court order documents. Now we're into the new year. I'm excited. It's January 13th or 11th or one of those days. I go back to the house to pick up my kids. She's there, but she don't allow me to pick up the kids. I call the police. Matter of fact, no. I get served. Yeah, I get served with papers from her mother. In the papers, it was divorce and custody, right? Visitation. She wanted to change the visitation up. I'm not allowed to get my children that visit. Even though I had the paperwork, I couldn't get my children. Next visit, another 2 weeks, I come, she's there. She tells me, I text you to tell you if you want to pick up your kids, you got to go to the police station. So she's telling me, which is not court order, to pick up the kids at the police station, but I'm at the house. She don't want to give me my children at the house. She's telling me, you got to go to the police station to pick them up. I'll drive them down there to the police station. This don't make sense. Why don't you just give me my kids? I'm at the house. I'm not bothering you. I'm not harassing you. I'm not talking loud. Ain't nobody making a scene, but she don't want to give me the kids. Police come again. They can't force her to give me the kids. For some reason, even though with my paperwork, they can't force her to give me my children. So I'm getting police reports. So when we go back to court, I can show she has not been giving me my children. Okay? Now, how I'm going to tie all this in? Those was not normal situations. None of that was normal. During that time, normally my wife would hit me on Cash App and, are you going, the child support, car note. She stopped doing it. I'm thinking to myself, okay, these prayers is working, because that's the spirit of greed, and now she ain't asked me for child support. Now, I done picked up my kids since we went to court. I've been picking up my kids. She hasn't, but I haven't been paying child support. I made a video about it. But she ain't never requested. Now we got to talk through a third party with my best friend, court ordered. She ain't never requested for child support. All she had to do is just say, Rashad, you start making payments, what's going on? Are you able to make the child support payments? Now, one time did she communicate this to me. Same way she didn't communicate when she got rid of my mom's car and sent it to the impound, and that was sentimental, because my mom passed away and it was my car, and what I had belongings in the car. So she makes these irrational decisions and these moves without communication. But I done made videos saying my wife don't never communicate with me. But this is not normal. So I get a paper in the mail today. And we're going to tie it back into preservation, right? I get a paper in the mail. She requesting for child support. She wants to go. Now it got to go. See, we had an agreement. So now it's, she wants to go through the state to get child support. Right? She wants to establish child support. Now, once did she message me, ask me about paying child support, asking, because that's what most mothers do with fathers that was paying child support and they stopped paying child support. For whatever reason, they would ask the father, are you still going to be paying child support? What's happening with the payments? I haven't got paid. What's going on with the payments? Now, one time did she do that. Okay. Now, she could have reached out to the third party and told my homeboy, and he would have relayed the message to me in text message, asking about child support. Now, if she asked me, and she's been asking me, and I was not paying it, then that's one thing. But she's never requested the child support for the last 3 months. The last 3 months, she has not requested child support. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's whatever. Then the room that I'm renting out, the landlord comes today, tells us we got to get evicted. Now I'm renting out a room. The woman that, when I first moved here, was an elderly woman. She ended up passing away, but I'm not on no lease agreement. I don't have no contract. I was just making payments to the woman that was watching and that pretty much was paying the management the rent here. So I tell the management I need at least 1 month, so I could pack up and move out. They told me can I do it in 2 to 3 weeks. I said it's gonna be kind of hard for me to find somewhere to stay within 2 to 3 weeks, but I'll try to be out by the end of the month. But I know, my rights or whatever. I say all this because this is clearly an attack from the enemy. Child support and a place to live. I got to find me a new place to live, and child support is creeping back up in my life. Now, I can have these negative thoughts and feel like, okay, when is this going to stop? Why I'm getting attacked, this, that, and this, but I've been attacked so much by the enemy, I'm starting to get numb to it, and I'm not letting it bother me, and I'm saying to myself, okay, God, it's on you. You know what I'll do, all I can really do is pray and fast, pray for my wife and pray for the situation at hand. And if it's the spirit of greed that's trying to resurface, I got to cast that spirit out. Maybe I need a fast for about 3 days. Who knows? But what I do know is I'm not going to let my feelings get the best of me. There's no reason for me to reach out to my wife asking about the child support. This ain't nothing but an attack by the enemy. And I already know my finances is going to get better once I do what I need to do. Continue to upload these videos and continue to work on what God done told me to work on. And everything will change because I'm being obedient. I'm not worried about anything. Is it frustrating? Yes, it's very frustrating. But am I worried about it? No. I'm not worried about the child support. God, if I got to pay child support, guess what? God going to supply me with the money to pay that child support. I'm not going to have to struggle. You think I'm going to be homeless somewhere? Nah. If God is feeding the ravens, why would he, and he's giving the ravens shelter and feeding them every day, why would he keep me, somebody that's doing his will? I'm homeless now, living in my car. You see what I'm saying? So I could look at it and be upset and be mad and, think that this, woe is me, what I'm going to do. But I know God got everything in control. And he's going to make everything worth my while. I'm in my July month of 2025. So it's getting closer to the, and I know when it comes to these videos, the closer I get to the end, the less videos I'm making. See what I'm saying? So just when the enemy's coming at you and he's been coming at you and nothing done harmed you and God been taking care of you, you just got to keep that same faith that, yeah, my situation ain't the best. Renting out a room. I don't want to, go into a lease nowhere. But I'm okay renting out this room. I'm okay renting out this room. I'm okay renting out a room until my wife comes back or until my finances get extremely better and God moves me into somewhere that I know I will feel real comfortable. That it might be a lease, a year lease or whatever. So I just wanted to make this video. I love you. I'm out.